Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today, as you can see, we have a new layout. We are having our first overview, top-down view, camera recording, I guess. But today we're going to be disassembling this Xiaomi mechanical keyboard. Now, if you guys remember, we have already unboxed this thing a while ago, and you guys have actually requested this video, so here it is. Let's get right into it. So again, it's a beautiful red switch keyboard. I think it was TK switches, and I mean, I've had it for a couple months now, and it is just an amazing keyboard. I mean, the keys are solid. The keycaps are amazing. The backlighting is even and just beautiful. And the best part is this whole back is a full aluminum body all around here. So you guys wanted to see what is inside and if it's worth it and if it's actually good quality. But yeah, here it is. Alright, so first of all, you want to pull these up here, and you just want to kind of tug on one side and pull one, and pull the other one on the other side as well, because these will get in the way. Alright, and then you can see we have two T5 screws right here, and I've got a screwdriver right here. It's a 301 T5, and we're going to take these apart here. There's one, and there's two. Now the next thing is you guys want to take these two rubber pieces out, so let's do that. And gently do it. You don't want to take away the double-sided tape. I mean, you can always replace it with just regular double-sided tape if you want, but take care of it. So we got two of these out. I just took a look and it seems like the camera has lost focus once I took my hands off of here. But basically take one screw here, one screw there, and then two screws down here after you take the rubber pieces out. So I'm going to try to monitor the camera here. It's my first time doing this overhead camera view. Probably got to change my focus settings, but let's see how it goes from now on. Alright, so now we have all four screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now if we flip this over, there are actually some screws hidden under the keycaps themselves. So you want to take out your keycap puller or find a way to take out the keycaps without damaging anything. You want to take out the two top keys. There's one, and then there's two. So we'll keep those aligned. We'll put them aside. You know, you might have to take out all the keycaps actually, because it seems like the keycaps they have a level. So let's do that. Oh, now that is interesting. Take a look at here, guys. We actually have a black key for the spacebar. Now, I don't know if that's a unique key or it's just different, but one thing for sure is the spacebar does feel a bit heavier than the red switches over here. Yeah, so basically the majority of this keyboard is a red switch. You can really feel how light it is. I mean, you can definitely feel the weight when pressing this black key over here. Now, here's what it sounds like in difference. It definitely takes more pressure to actuate this key right here. So yeah, the more you know. Right now we have a bunch of keys left. We have the backspace, the enter, and the two shift keys. They're assembled a bit differently, so I'm trying to see how you actually take these apart. Let's take a look. From the looks of it, these keys are assembled the same way as a spacebar, so this time I might just use force and take it out. There we go. Now I kind of damaged it, but it's back together. It's a very weird setup, but it is very solid. Well, that went well. One more time with this crappy keycap puller, and there we go. Alright. Now, we have all the keys out, so let's first organize everything. Alright, so now we have all the keys out. Here's what it looks like. So again, they're all red switches, except the space part, which is a very, very interesting design, and I kind of really like it. One interesting thing is there's this little hole over here. No idea what that is for, but here's a closer look. It's just a hole. So let's see how many screws we have left here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About 13 screws, and this is what it's going to look like when it's powered on without the keys. Pretty interesting. Very, very bright. Alright, let's move on. And one interesting thing is these screws, they don't accept any magnets. So, just a fun fact. So you want to help yourself out with by getting a little tweezer like this with an angle at it. It would definitely help you get these screws out without having to fiddle around too much. Just like that. Very simple and easy. Alright, there we go. Seems like we have taken all the screws out from the back and the front. And I don't see any screws left. So this plastic piece should come out fairly easily. I hope, at least. Alright, so that's one part out. And there we go. A full piece, just like that. Alright, moving in. Now here's another interesting thing here. It seems like we have yet another shell inside of this aluminum body, and this plastic shell actually is housing the PCB that is actually attached to yet another aluminum plate, and that is the aluminum piece right here. And it does seem like it is a black PCB, so that's cool. Anyways, we have a couple more screws. So we've got 1, 2, and that's it. So let's take those apart and take a look inside. If you guys are wondering, the screws on the inside are different from the ones on the outside. The ones on the outside, they're a bit more, they have less threads and they're a bit bigger, so you can't really loosen that easily. There we are. Now, we should be able to flip this thing over and take it out just like that. Check that out. That looks beautiful. Alright, so before we move into the PCB, here's what the aluminum piece looks like with the plastic housing. And as you can see, there are holes meant for each of the keys right here. So everything is sitting very nicely and in a very secure way. And about that extra hole I was talking about, that actually seems like a alignment point for the keyboard when it is being manufactured and installed together. So these are just stations that everything just sits into it and stacks on top of each other. Then they put on the screws. So the plastic piece, let's see if it comes out. You know what? It does not seem like it might come out because it looks like it is actually glued in here. Another interesting fact, this plastic shell actually has a double-sided adhesive that keeps it really nice and snug on the base aluminum plate. And yeah, that is pure aluminum, guys. It feels great and it feels amazing. This plastic piece is also part of the feet on the back, the ones that flip open back and forth. And yeah, just a really, really solid build quality. Feels really great. Alright, and finally we have the main part, which are the keycaps themselves, as well as the aluminum plate that holds everything together in a very, very solid way. Holy crap, guys. This thing feels solid. You can barely see any flex. I mean, I am putting some force on it, but I don't want to break it or anything. I mean, just look at this. It feels really solid. And, yeah, majority of the weight is right in here, actually. So here it is. And there is the detachable micro USB port right there. And let's take a closer look here if you guys are interested. So here's what it looks like. Alright. All around. There's a barcode. You can search that up if you want. Right there. And I will take a picture of this and post it in the video description if you guys are interested to take a closer look at what the design here and the PCB layout is like. Here's another finding. Over here and down here, these points are actually soldered in onto the PCB. So the aluminum piece is soldered onto the PCB, maybe to help it ground itself and whatnot. But anyways, let's plug it in and see if it still works and what it looks like. Alright, there we go. The keyboard is supposedly still working. And it looks amazing. So yeah, this is just a really solid keyboard, guys. I mean, this looks beautiful. That is that. Now, let's put it back together. But one thing I'm thinking about, actually, now, since this keyboard is so well built, I imagine some of you might be interested in actually taking one of these guys apart and installing it in your own kind of setup system, maybe like an arcade machine, because this is actually really easy to implement. Just take out the whole thing, and the whole mechanism is built right into one piece, a very solid aluminum piece that is attached with the PCB and all the keys and all the switches and the USB port. So yeah, this might be interesting for you guys, just an idea. Yeah, it would definitely make for a great modding keyboard if you're planning to build some kind of custom system of some sort. Maybe like an arcade machine with a built-in mechanical keyboard like this. It's very nice and small. It's got all the keys you need, and yeah. So, anyways, let's put it back together. First things first, this thing pops back in like so. And the two guiding stands are right here, so they go in there, and it makes sure that everything goes in properly. Then you want to install the two screws that are in the center down here. And there's two right there. Next up comes the second hardest part, and that is the plastic piece that goes in together. And you basically want to make sure that everything goes in properly. So first of all, try to clip in everything like so, all around. And then you'll see that things are bulging on the inside. So you want to make sure that you guide everything back in together like so before you try to screw anything back. And it seems like now that everything is clipped in properly. And yep, I can confirm. Perfect. Next up is to put all these screws back together pretty much everywhere here. So let's do that. Alright, there we go. So now we have to put all the keys back together. Now if you guys are wondering, here's what the spacebar looks like. It's got a center cross in the center and then two on each side for this custom design, which is interesting because there's actually only one cross on the keyboard itself. Maybe there's a different design revision, who knows, but just an interesting fact. And let's see if you can reverse this, because I know some of you are interested in reversing your space bars, and yes you can, just like that. Feels nice and good. Yeah, the texture on this thing is actually antimicrobial kind of texture. Kind of reminds me of the ThinkPad keycaps, which are amazing by the way. So yeah. Alright, so I just found yet another thing about this keyboard, which is very, very interesting. The keycaps are actually different sizes. For example, the regular keys right here that I have installed right now, they're all regular size keys, except for these over here. They're all just regular size keys, alright? But now if you take a look at the arrow keys, and if you look in top down view, you can see that the down key is actually smaller than the up key. And if you go down here as well, if you take a look just like that, really hard to see, but maybe this way, you can see that it is different. And that this key over here is actually smaller. And here's proof, again, of the sizes. You can see that they are smaller just like that. So, just pretty interesting. And that's probably how this keyboard actually achieved this amazing feel and experience when typing. It's just beautiful. And I gotta love the idea of having a black key just for the spacebar here. It kind of really makes the whole experience very unique and pretty much different from any keyboard I've tried so far. Alright, there we go. All the keys are installed. Let's flip it over and finish off the job by installing the last 4 screws as well as the rubber pieces and the standoffs. And remember that the screws here are different. They're bigger and have less threads than the internal screws in this keyboard. You can actually tell which rubber piece goes where because this one is offset, so this one is pretty centered, the marks of the screw. This one was actually right here, and this one is installed like this one, just like that. And now finally we have these pieces. So the way you put these on is you want to put one side in first, and then you want to kind of stretch the other side and pop it into place just like that. And the same thing with the other piece on this other side here. And there we go, guys. Finally, we are done. Holy crap, that took forever. It actually didn't take that long as I expected, but we have fully disassembled this thing and put it back together and found out a whole lot of interesting things that are just pretty amazing about this keyboard and how well it's actually built. So we found out that it is fully built with aluminum body, and the PCB is black, and it is also mounted on a full aluminum piece. As you guys saw, an extremely solid piece. This whole body is extremely solid. The keycaps are very nice and tactile. The spacebar is black keycaps, Again, they are TCC, not TK, my mistake. And the keys are different sizes to give you a super ergonomic and amazing feeling keyboard. And finally, we have flipped the spacebar for those who like flipping their spacebar. So, yeah guys, there you go. Fully disassembled and reassembled this mechanical Xiaomi keyboard. And that is pretty much it. You guys have requested this video. I enjoyed doing it. And yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. If you guys are interested in this keyboard, links will be right down in the description for where you can buy this thing. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.